Welcome to Your Source TV. I'm Tamara Stuchlak, and in this segment we have with us two fabulous performers. We have Peter Slutsky, who is a baritone, actor, and producer, and Anna Kusner, who is a classical guitarist, composer, and teacher. Welcome.
Thank you.
We have two native Russians, and they're innovators in introducing American audiences to the genre of Russian romance. So, Peter, let's jump right in here. What does that mean? What are Russian romance?
It's uniquely Russian, and somebody wrote that, like no other genre, it reflects on the mysterious Russian soul, and I really love this definition.
The passionate Russian soul.
Mysterious and passionate. Yes, both. But to be serious about this, Russian romance is a big part of the world musical culture, and both Anna and I, we want to preserve it this way and to strengthen the message. And our program is designed as a cultural bridge program to introduce the genre of Russian romance to American people.
But you're also innovators in coming together.
Yes.
And creating what you term dialogue.
Yes, we created a new style of performing Russian romance, and we call it the dialogue.
What does that add to the performance or the audience's experience? What are you hoping that what extra nugget do they get?
Well, dialogue is a conversation between two equal partners, equal parties to the program, and each partner is carefully listening to another, supporting each other, one another, and encouraging one another to do their best. The style of dialogue allows to create very powerful and vivid images that we are able to project on the audience and make them to get emotionally involved with the program much better and relate to their own life experiences.
Is it a touch of improv and jazz?
That's the thing. This style removes all boundaries on how you perform this particular genre. It allows for both instruments to improvise. That's the beauty of it. Yes. And creates for this very intimate connection, which is especially important for Russian romance.
And this is new? You know, the new portion of it is, well, because it's all going to be likely new to American audiences.
That's true. That's true.
Is it more approachable? How you're performing
yes.
it?
Before I met Anna, this was about 2 years ago when she came from Israel. I always thought that the only way to sing this music is to strictly follow the score written by a composer, where the accompanying instrument merely plays a supportive role. But when Anna and I started discussing the project, we quickly realized we want to change that. And we want to make guitar, which is the accompanying instrument, a fully equal partner, and give guitar freedom to share its inspiration with the audience completely. So Anna in this program is not just a guitarist, she's also a composer, a musician, which is extremely important.
What are Russian romance songs, this style? I know that we're going to have some examples.
Yes, yes, yes. Russian romance takes most of its roots from the Italian, Spanish, South American love song.
Wow.
It was born in 19th century in Russia. That's why it's called romance. It comes from Roman songs.
The Romance languages.
Yes, yes. There are some roots that came from gypsy songs and from Russian church music. And this is why, this also answers a question why guitar is involved here. Because guitar has always been part of these Italian, Spanish love songs. Can you imagine going to Italy or Spain and listening to this song, serenadas, without guitar? No, right? So guitar is the instrument.
Are you using your operatic training or voice, or?
That's an excellent question. Thank you, Tamara, for asking this question. I've read in some memoirs by very famous opera singers who happen to sing Russian romance that it's much more difficult to sing Russian romance than the most challenging operatic arias.
Wow.
Because it requires a lot more than vocal technique. It requires a lot of acting and very personal involvement with the program and establishing this very intimate connection with the listener, with the audience. This is why it's so difficult. This is why very few opera singers, and I'm a trained opera singer, very few opera singers actually able to sing Russian romance.
Well, so let's listen to both of you perform, and we're going to have that come up.
Ехали на тройке с бубенцами, а вдали мелькали огоньки. Эх, да мне б соколики за вами, душу бы развеять от тоски. Дорогой длинною, да ночкой лунною, да с песней той, что вдаль летит звеня, да с той старинною, да с семиструнною, что по ночам так мучила меня. Да, выходит, пели мы за даром, понапрасну ночь за ночкой жгли. Если мы покончили со старым, значит, ночи эти отошли. Дорогой длинною, да ночкой лунною, да с песней той, что вдаль летит звеня, да с той старинною, да с семиструнною, что по ночам так мучила меня. Так, живя без радости, без муки, помню я ушедшие года и твои серебряные руки в тройке улетевшей навсегда. Дни идут печали, умножая, с каждым днем все тягостнее жить. Может быть, однажды, дорогая, вы меня придете хоронить. Дорогой длинною, да ночкой лунною, да с песней той, что вдаль летит звеня, да с той старинною, да семиструнною, что по ночам так мучила меня.
Welcome back to Your Source TV. I'm Tamara Stuchlak, and we're going to learn more about this new genre of Russian romantic music and the new spin that both Anna and Peter have put on this. But first we want to talk about, Peter, you're a scientist and a mathematician.
That is correct.
So your creative process, really, I think you have the triple threat.
That's true. See, the thing is that these two approaches, they perfectly balance each other. You know, some people, when they get tired, they go to gym to work out, right? Well, I sing. Actually, I can bet I lose more weight singing than they lose while in the gym.
I think that would surprise most people, but it is very engaging.
Yes.
With.
Yes. So this is my gym.
And so the creative process that combines the sciences with the music, with the acting, and bringing that together.
Well, let's talk about creative personality in general. I think this is a very important subject. I believe, and I've been thinking about this for a long time, that creative personality is a talent that you're born with. And if you are born with this talent,
it must be expressed.
yes. Well, it's more than that, Tamara. You feel almost physical urge to innovate, no matter what you do. Whether it's science, computers, singing, art, doesn't matter. You have urge to innovate because that's the only way that you can be happy. That's the only thing that makes you feel comfortable and happy.
Yes.
So it's all about happiness.
So what does music bring to your life?
Joy. A lot more than joy. The feeling of importance and self-fulfillment.
And so your early musical upbringing included?
Yes.
And maybe you can share a little
Yeah,
bit about
I
Anna's
will.
background also.
Well, both Anna and I came from Moscow, from the former Soviet Union. This country does not exist anymore. Don't confuse it with Russia. It's a different country. We were extremely lucky living in Moscow because musical education was wonderful in those days in the former Soviet Union.
It's like some of the best in the world.
Some of the best in the world.
Yes.
That's why I have so many great musicians from the Soviet Union. Besides, I played piano. Besides piano, we both had, Anna played guitar, we both had the theory of music, the history of music, I'm sure composition, and for as
So
long
really
as I
graduate level training.
oh yes, for as long as I can
or
remember.
PhD training here.
Also, I've been singing,
Yes.
both as a member of a choir, children choir, as a soloist, and there were very many venues to perform. I'm sure Anna could say exactly the same, because we come from the same background.
And so then you've brought all this into
Then we
your
came-
style, the
Yes.
dialogue, and
Yes.
it's programs for all ages. And do you have some
Yes.
favorite pieces? I know that you're going to be performing.
Yes, it's programs for all ages, and let me tell you why. This is unique about this genre, because no matter how old the person is, they have their own life experience. And this program appeals to their personal life experience.
Wow.
It gets them emotionally involved by reflecting on those experiences.
Is it sung in Russian?
Yes, it's sung in Russian, but there is narration. Usually when we perform, there is
Oh.
narration in English. So
Wonderful.
American audience, it's educational for them. They can understand. They also given translations for the songs, and they can enjoy the beautiful music. They cannot fully enjoy the beautiful poetry, but they have translations.
So as we come to a close, the mission of the dialogue concert is, and very briefly,
The mission for us, and I'm sure Anna agrees with me, that we think it's very important right now, nowadays, when geopolitical relations are so toxic. It's very important for Russian and American people to keep talking culturally.
and
So this
singing
is the
and
mission.
enjoying each
And
other's
singing
cultures through
together.
creativity
Right, and
and
that's
music.
how we're going to come through.
Yes. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Your Source TV. Anna, tell us what dialogue means to you, this new genre and improvisation that you've brought together with Peter.
Ну, для меня диалог, он имеет несколько значений. Прежде всего, это, конечно, диалог двух голосов, двух инструментов, потому что человеческий голос в данном случае выполняет роль тоже своеобразного инструмента. Это, конечно, диалог между нами и слушателями, зрителями. И это, конечно же, еще и диалог между временами и стилями музыки, потому что в нашей программе это не только музыка романсов, это музыка и старинная, и барокко, и испанская классическая музыка, и русская музыка, и нерусская музыка. На самом деле это диалог между разными жанрами. А кроме того, в последнее время мы вообще обдумываем концепцию, что диалог это вообще будет отдельным направлением, в котором можно исполнять все, что угодно. И классическую музыку. У нас есть ария Моцарта, которую мы исполняем таким образом, есть пьесы из «Скрипача на крыше», номера. То есть таким образом можно петь и играть любую абсолютно музыку, что мы и собираемся делать.
And Peter, would you want to add to that?
Well, different forms of dialogue. Well, I would also add that there is a dialogue between a beautiful poetry, lyrics, which in Russian romance is mostly love poetry, but it could be philosophical, soul-searching, or just impression. And music, written by wonderful composers, by the way. Your listeners know the names of Rachmaninoff, Tchaikovsky, Mussorgsky, Glinka, great Russian composers. They all loved Russian romance. They all contributed to the genre.
Wonderful. Are you composing your own works?
Well, not yet, no. So far, we're applying this style of dialogue to existing and well-known compositions.
And where are you performing, and what are some of your plans?
Well, we finished recording our CD early 2017. We extensively performed up and down the East Coast and in the greater Washington area. Then we took our program on a tour to Alaska. This was very special. We had performances in Anchorage and Fairbanks. And then we took it to the West Coast, in the Seattle area and Portland. We had great recitals there. We're going to Miami next year, Miami, Florida, and Puerto Rico, by the way. So you can see that program takes us to all different venues. And on January 6th of next year, your listeners could see us at the Lyceum of Alexandria, Virginia. So everybody's invited.
And what's most exciting for you as musicians and performers?
The most exciting for us is this conversation with our audience. This is the most exciting. There's one more thing that's very exciting to us, and this is unique and specific to this genre of Russian romance. It's that in a very short period of time, you can relive the whole life and the whole life story. No other genre does anything. You can do anything like that. And with our
Because the content and the subject matter.
Yes, because Russian romance is very unique. It allows you to put the whole life story into one.
So do you have to listen in a new way? Because you were telling us
yes,
that
you have to be prepared. And
operatic is very challenging, and this is the next step. So is there a different type of listening in terms of the intensity?
Yes, it is. And this is why we have narration in our program, to prepare the listeners, the audience, to accept this music.
And are there any other aspects of your work together and how you came together that you'd like to share with us?
Well, how we came together actually was very interesting. I was working with a different musician, and something happened in his life, and he had to leave the project. And it was in the middle of the project, so I said, how can you do that to me? And then he said, you know what? I know somebody who can work with you on this project, and he told me about Anna. And now I'm so glad he did that.
And now we're going to listen to both of you perform. So we'll be right back.
Как грустно, туманно кругом, тосклив, безотраден мой путь, а прошлое кажется сном, томит наболевшую грудь. Ямщик, не гони лошадей, мне некуда больше спешить, мне некого больше любить. Ямщик, не гони лошадей. Как трудно средь мрачных равнин измену забыть и любовь. Но память мой злой властелин, все будет минувшее вновь. Ямщик, не гони лошадей, мне некуда больше спешить, мне некого больше любить. Ямщик, не гони лошадей. Все было любовь и обман. Прощайте мечты и покой. О, боль не закрывшихся ран останется вечно со мной. Ямщик, не гони лошадей.
Welcome back to Your Source TV, Anna and Peter. That was just terrific. Thank you for sharing that with us.
you.
And as we're coming to a close, just one final question. So American audiences may not be familiar with this style of music, and what do you think will get them excited about coming to see you and learning more about this music?
What makes me confident? Because I know how American audience loves to listen to music. I've seen them listening to opera,